Hi, I'm Libby, and I'm taking a class currently on Erich Fromm, and it's kind of like an intro to psychology. And this week we were talking about the art of living and how important it is to really study how to live and not to just live. The art of living is just like studying any other type of art, whether it's painting or medicine or figuring out how to play a sport the right way or the best way. Really, you need to live your life to your full potential, and to do that, you need to study the best ways to live. So, we were talking a lot about that in class this whole week and kind of the week before, just saying that there's certain things that you can't control, such as you are going to die. Um, that's a really big one, but the idea with that is that you can accept that and move on and focus on your life, whereas some people kind of focus only on dying and miss their entire life. Um, this kind of resonated with me, the whole idea of studying the art of living, because really you think that you're doing something wrong and no one else has ever done that wrong before. Like for playing a sport with me, it's really hard when I start, and what keeps me motivated is that eventually like I learn one more skill and another skill and I perfect another one. And when I'm painting, it's the same thing. Like I can see through like all of my different paintings how much better I've gotten, and I think that's the same way with living. With each mistake that you make, you can take that experience into like an your next circumstance and figure out what to do from there and what you should be doing and how you should be living. So starting to study the art of living while I'm like a lot younger than most people who look into psychology, I think is a really good idea, because now I'm starting to think a lot more open mindedly about other people, just kind of noticing what they're saying and why they're saying that and where that's coming from. And just seeing that just because other people have different opinions and different viewpoints doesn't mean that mine's wrong or theirs wrong. It's just a different opinion. Um, Another thing we were talking about in class that I've always kind of thought was that being selfish is bad, that people say that all the time, but that it's not really bad. That, being selfish is kind of thinking about yourself and then trying to make yourself better to help others. But the way that it's portrayed, at least when I was younger, is that to be selfish is not to think about other people, to do things only for yourself, and like that you're the only one who benefits from it. But if you're not the best that you can be, then you can't really start to help other people until you've reached your full potential, whatever that is. Um, Another part was that people really don't think that you need to focus on studying the art of living, that it's just kind of this innate behavior that you're born with, which is what causes all the problems of people thinking that they're right and that everyone else is wrong because they just know that they're right, and all of these different circumstances. And I think when someone studies the art of living, you can eventually reach an end goal, which is usually what people do to reach happiness, because you can't really get happiness unless you're content with why you do what you do. And I think studying about yourself and how other people live is how to get to that place. Um, each person obviously has a different path in life, and I think each person needs to find their path and go with it. And that's what helps your own art of living. And essentially, with this, you can choose, like, you realize the idea that you can choose your mood, you can choose where you're going to college, and you can decide how hard you're going to work for something. And you can decide to walk into school one day and say, I'm in a really bad mood, but I really want to be in a good mood, so what do I have to do? And if you have that conscious thought, then you can change the rest of your day. But if you haven't studied the art of living, you might not even know to do that, because before this class and before the other psychology classes that I took with my teacher, Mr. Squires, I didn't realize that you really can choose if you want to be happy or not. It's difficult to get in that mindset, but if you walk in and you had a really bad morning, you woke up late, you got in a fight, something, you can come in and just say, like, okay, I forgive them, I forgive myself, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to start over and I'm going to have a really good day today. And if someone does something later on in the day that might upset you or would usually upset you, just kind of look at it from their perspective and see, like, oh, why did so and so act like that, and why were they being rude? Maybe it's not a personal thing, it's that at home they're having a really hard time and they just happen to be taking it out on you subconsciously. And with that, it's really helped me, at least in school, to realize that like maybe it's not your fault that people act the way that they do, that maybe it's the people around you are having like hard times outside of school that no one else really knows about. And it's, at least for me, been a way for me to keep an open mind and like, I guess, see where someone's coming from before blatantly labeling them or just judging them off of something that people would usually say. um, Everyone's going through something hard in life, so I think studying the art of living really helps because it shows what you can change your life to be and can help you with really difficult situations. So that's what I got out of this week. Thanks.